We at GQR aim to contribute to the understanding as well as the practice of governance, because we firmly believe that this enhances economic and social trust, which play a critical role in determining the investment and development outcomes of our markets. The COVID-19 pandemic was so universal that it impacted virtually every country in every region. And of course, the African continent, which had just recently been exposed to the deadly Ebola virus, was no exception. We engaged a select group of business leaders with experience of Eastern, West, and Southern Africa with the following research question. Given the perennial disruptive risks that Africa has faced, how resilient did corporate Africa prove to be in dealing with COVID-19? Firstly, in the African context, how foreseeable was another pandemic, and how prepared was corporate Africa? Secondly, what were the corporate, industry, and country successes and constraints that you observed in the Africa response? And what lessons have you learned? And thirdly, what are the risks and opportunities for Africa's post-COVID-19 recovery? And how can corporate Africa be better prepared for the next disruptive event? Our first respondent, Sadia Chinery-Hesse, is the company secretary and the group head legal for Enterprise Group, which is a regional insurance group operating in Nigeria, Ghana, and the Gambia.
Were country Ghana and corporate Ghana prepared for COVID? I think the answer to that must be no, we were not prepared. When we first started hearing reports about COVID towards the end of 2019, it was in China, a faraway country, and therefore a faraway problem. And it was something that we didn't imagine would take over our lives in the manner that we have seen in the ensuing months. And I think another reason for our unpreparedness was because it was not certain exactly how the virus was transmitted. There was a lot of misinformation flying around. I remember at one point I even heard it said that it was something that Black people had immunity against. And so we carried on with life as we knew it. For us, it was business as usual, even in the early months of 2020. At a corporate level, we have what we call BCPs, business continuity plans. But those are not really for pandemics. They are more for IT and technological failures and so on. So even with those, they were not really tailored towards pandemics. And for us in Ghana, we had been fortunate to escape Ebola because there was no confirmed case of Ebola in Ghana, as we saw with our neighboring countries. So our health facilities also were not in a full state of readiness to cope with pandemics. Of course, there are health situations that we face year on year, but they are not pandemics, anywhere close to the magnitude that we have seen with COVID. I recall the first cases also of pandemic in Ghana. I think that was sometime in March. It was 2 foreigners who had traveled into the country. So there again, we felt that there was some sort of safety net that we had. So the answer to the question, were we prepared? I think clearly must be no, we were not.
So from Sadia's very frank point of view, Ghana was not at all prepared for the COVID-19 pandemic for a number of different reasons, but mostly because there was inadequate information about just how disruptive COVID-19 was going to be.